Hikardai mivne, analishnot, amut, kolmoret, lishli, betorgam, amanut, lehalel Adonai. That means, please, dear cellular structure, transmute all negative energies into light and become full. Praise the Lord. Today it's been about 4 days, about 2 hours here, since I've had any food. Feeling great, feeling wonderful. Energy's good, can still do lots of push-ups. I've been walking today. The water is just sustaining me. The water is wonderful. And actually, I'll take that back. I did eat one thing. My intuition is working at a full-time high, and I went downstairs and my mother was planting tulips, and I said to her, those look delicious, because for some reason my body sensed that as nutrition. I've been around flowers all day, but my backyard, but I haven't called any of the flowers delicious. The tulips themselves, intuitively, I said they look tasty, they look delicious. And she told me that it is a delicacy, tulips in a salad or such, so I ate a tulip. And let me tell you, that's some pure prana life force energy. So maybe you guys should try and taste it. It's not bad tasting too. It's got a good texture. But my intuition today is working at an all-time high. And I started off with an email about my Uncle Doug. You see, he's highly spiritual, and you see, he's been to India, he gives seminars, he's been a vegetarian, he's, highly into philosophy, and, he's just a very spiritual, loving entity. And my uncle, he's been telling me, he's writing a book now, and he says, what is hot without cold? What is peace without war? And he's trying to teach me through asking questions, which is completely appropriate. What I have been is perplexed, because I see this as a polarity or a duality or a yin and yang consciousness, a yin and yang philosophy, which was not correct to me. But where he's getting at is that the transmutation of war into peace, which provides the purpose through understanding, which is Binah. And this is a major Kabbalistic point, the Binah, the understanding, the intelligence, the intellect. And what he's getting at is that he's living in the here and now, while a lot of you my age can relate. We see things more from a perspective of, we're more conceptual thinkers. We can see the picture. We're becoming more quantum, while he's living here in the now, in this third, fourth dimension with the fourth overtone. Many people our age disregard that statement as untrue. And we throw it out, but it's the transmutation of the war into peace that is our purpose now. So the war without peace makes sense to me now. Through transmutation, we can spiritually evolve through transmutation and love, which is the purpose. In my opinion, I've heard from others that the purpose in life is to spiritually evolve. And I can agree with this simply from the fact that it rings true with me. Does it ring true with you? Spiritual evolution. Now, they say that the Mayans and the East Indians, they call it Siddharavti, and that is moving into the extra dimensions, the higher dimensions. The fifth dimension is what we're going to, which is simply will be an awareness that will take place, a fifth dimensional awareness of unity, and we'll be leaving this polar construct of what is war without peace, because there will only be peace. So therefore war will be irrelevant. It will be a historical fact instead of a current fact. It won't be relevant. we will be moving into much more benevolent ways of doing things. And the question is, they say, how will this fifth dimension come about? Is from what I'm reading in the Enoch, is, the History Channel, CBS, high school geology, is that we're in a 26,000 year cycle where the poles are going to shift through the magnetics. But what the book points out is that the magnetics, which is influenced by the gravitational pull of the sun, is actually not only influenced by the light of the sun, but the radiation itself. So in order to balance the gravitation of the sun and the earth, the sun has a sunspot that NASA is predicting will flare, and they're very accurate in their predictions, will flare in 2012 December, around that time, same time the Mayans predicted. And this flare will actually emit a lot of radiation, and this is what a lot of the sacred texts speak about as the fires purging the earth. And we will be bombarded with cosmic light and radiation, and this will affect us at a cellular level. And so for the people who are in tune with their heart consciousness, simply by feeling their heartbeat, and they've left the mind, connecting with the earth's heart, connecting with the sun and the masters that have walked the earth, such as the Christ, the Buddha, the Paramahansa Yogananda, well, they'll be returning if they're not already here. And we're going to move into a benevolent time, so to accept a higher intelligence is really what's important, because soon we will become a higher intelligence. This fasting has just made me, I've had the highest thoughts ever, and I feel great, but, I'm going to have to, start eating here soon, most likely, because my parents are going to start worrying. But, it's completely understandable. So I can try it later in life. But one last thing about what I believe with controlling the prana, or let's just say I'm not receiving enough prana because I've been leaning out quite a bit. I'm not receiving enough prana, so it's probably a good time I quit. My energy is good, but instead of receiving energy, I'm regulating the energy my body has, and this is done through exercise and drinking water and breath. And to control hunger, I simply, in order for you to control hunger, it's done through the solar plexus, which I believe is connected to the endocrine system, which regulates the hormones that stimulate hunger. Simply, I just, suck in my lower stomach and kind of puff out my upper stomach, which I'm not getting one anymore. I don't really have one, but you just try and stimulate that solar plexus area, and the hunger will dissipate. So I'm absolutely feeling full right now. If I hold this for 30 seconds, then I'll feel like I ate a full meal. It works better than any, herb or supplement out there for dieting. But nonetheless, I'll have to eat soon, maybe on the day of rest, Sunday. Aiming for 5 days. But, we're moving into a new time, and the transmutation of light that the Torah speaks of, which, sorry, I'm rambling here. Blabble, 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 blabble. Light is not the same as the sunlight. The light is fulfillment that the Kabbalah and the Torah teach us. So it's important to transmute in these times. Not discard the negative energies, but transmute the negative energies we experience into light. And this is how we'll be more prepared for the next stage. And, I think we're all going to make it. We're all going to go. The book points out that, Drunvalo points out that it's a wonderful time to be alive on this planet, and Drunvalo's book, he speaks with the Mayans, and they actually predict in this Serpent of Light that the February, sometime in mid-February, is when, sometime in mid-February, I think it's the 13th or the 15th or 17th, is when the real shifts will take place. So it won't be a month or two until after. This is, the current Mayan elders say that 21st is not an official date, and what is Don Alejandro, I guess, is the Don Ricardo, Don Alejandro, Don Juan, I forget his name. He's the Mayan elder, and he says that there's no official date on it, but we'll see. And let's see. That's about it. Probably continue this video with one more tip, but Shalom Lahitro, Lehelel Adonai. Peace.